How's it going, everybody? Some of you may have noticed a change in scenery for me today. Hey, Matt, how's it going, man? Glad you could join me. I think this is probably your first time ever seeing me and even hearing what I sound like. Do I do I sound do I sound like what I appear to be, if that makes any sense? Oh, I'm glad to have you here, man. Okay. You have seen some of my videos. Okay. So you do know that I sound like a redneck. Yeah, that's what happens when you're from Alabama like me. My voice is a little deeper than expected. Yeah, a lot of people tell me that, especially over the phone. When my dad was alive and people would call, they would always think that I was my dad. So I get that from him. So that's why my voice is a lot deeper than people would think. And I'm only 26 years old. So, yeah, do with that information what you will. Yeah. And some people think I look older than 26. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think I look older than 26? Yeah. Product placement. My favorite drink. My favorite soda. Oh, you're only 16? I didn't know that. Well, that makes me feel old. I'm 10 years older than you. Wow. Oh, you guess around 25. Yeah. I've gotten, like, when I ask people how old do I look, you wouldn't believe the age ranges that come up. I've gotten from 30 years old, which if someone says 30 years old again, I'm going to kill them. Give me those 4 more years before I turn 30. And I've gotten as young as 15, but that's with all of this shaved. With my baby face, they say I'm about around your age, 15, 16. And I'm just like, man, you guys are way off. I'm 10 years older than that. Well, I hope other people join. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're the first one to experience this. Like I said, I know this is a music chat, but anything and everything is, there's nothing off limits here in my streams. As long as it doesn't go, too out of control. And I try to keep this as family friendly and as PG as I can. And I know you've probably heard me cuss in some of my videos. I try not to do that on my channel. Sometimes it just slips out. It happens to all of us, I'm sure. But yeah, I try to keep it as PG as I can because I want my videos to be where, what am I trying to say? I want it to be where everyone can watch it. Because that's just the type of role model I am. What are the first rock bands that I got into? That's a good question. Um, I actually didn't get into rock as early as people would probably think I did. I've only been a rock fan for about a little over 10 years, probably around the 2006, 2007 era when I was a freshman in high school. So, yeah, I became a freshman in 2006. So, yeah, probably around the time I was entering high school is when I first got into rock. And believe it or not, the first, I guess you would call it, I guess they were a rock band at one point. They're not so much now, but uh, hey, Jonathan, how's it going, man? Welcome. But anyway, the first rock band that I really got into was a band called Hawk Nelson. I don't know if you've ever heard of that band, Matt, but they used to be really good back in the mid 2000s when they first got started. Uh, Nice quality. Oh yeah, thanks. I'm in my kitchen right now. I'm in my dining room. I was trying to change the scenery a little bit. I know most of you are used to me being in my room or somewhere in another part of my house. I'm taking advantage of this while I can because my mom's not here. She's at work right now, and she should be home in the next couple of hours. So I've got plenty of time to get this stream out. Oh, you've never heard of them, Matt? Okay. Well, check out, like, they started to go downhill the last couple of albums that they've had because the lead singer, Jason Dunn, who was a really cool, funny guy back in those days, he he left the band because he didn't like the direction that Hawk Nelson was going in. And yeah, they turned into a contemporary Christian band, which there's nothing wrong with that, you know. But they started off as a Christian punk rock band, and they had some really really cool songs. Uh, their best two albums, in my opinion, were the first two that they ever did. Their 2004 debut album called "Letters to the President," and their 2006 album "Smile, It's the End of the World," which I think is one of the coolest album titles of all time. And they didn't, they weren't preachy. They're not one of those preachy bands, but they were the type of band that really got me into any kind of rock at all, like I said. And yeah, definitely check out those first two albums. Those are the best ones. But what a cool album title, huh? Smile, It's the End of the World. I wish I would have come up with something like that. Yeah, Jonathan, Hawk Nelson was a really good band back in their heyday. I had the opportunity to see them live a couple of times, and they put on a heck of a show every time. I see two other people have joined the stream. Now I'm up to four. That's awesome. Welcome to the two new people who have joined. And don't be shy. Feel free to converse. Yeah, I know, Jonathan. I haven't listened to him in a while. Um, I might do that later tonight when I'm relaxing. Yeah, Matt, that is a cool album title. Definitely, like if I had to choose which of those two albums were better, I w- that's really tough to say. Probably "Smile, It's the End of the World" is the better one. But then again, I'm kind of biased because that has some of my favorite songs on it. And "Smile, It's the End of the World" actually has the song that got me into rock music, and it's not a heavy song. It's one of those ballady type rock songs, and it's called "Everything You Ever Wanted," and that's a really emotional song. and that's honestly the song that got me into any type of rock music back in the day. And this was around, like I said, 2006, 2007. So yeah, yeah, because "Smile Is the End of the World" did actually come out in 2006. So yeah, that was around the time I started getting into rock music. Any of you guys want to take a guess at what I used to listen to before I became a rock fan? And Jonathan, I think you know what I used to listen to. So this question is for Matt and the other two people that are watching. What do you think I used to listen to before I became a fan of rock and metalcore and all that stuff? And no, the answer is not rap. I can't really stand rap. Matt, you're right. It was country. Um, it was country. And I feel no shame about admitting that. There were a lot of good country artists that I used to listen to. You know, Keith Urban, Rascal Flatts, um, Brooks and Dunn, Toby Keith. I used to listen to all that. Kenny Chesney. I would probably have to say that out of all the country musicians that I used to listen to, my favorite group, not a singular person, but my favorite group out of country music was hands down Rascal Flatts. I mean, I didn't hear a bad song from them. And I haven't listened to their albums, their recent albums yet. I still go off of their older stuff, like uh, I don't know if you guys know these songs, like "Bless the Broken Road" and "Fast Cars and Freedom," "Mayberry." These days, like that's really old school Rascal Flatts right there. Oh, that's cool, Jonathan. I'm glad you don't hate the genre because I know country is one of those genres that gets a lot of hate. So yeah. Well, it seems the other two people that were here have left. That's fine. Go ahead and leave. Fine. Nah, it doesn't matter to me really. I know I'm not that popular of a YouTuber yet. I've only got 75 subscribers, which hey, that's more than I ever thought I'd have, honestly. So guys, what I'm trying to think of something to talk about. Um, I think I just posted this question in the group a while ago, but I want to ask it here. Uh, what albums are you guys most looking forward to? Jonathan, your least favorite genre is mumble, trap rap. Yeah, I don't like rap hardly at all. It has to be a certain artist and it has to have meaning behind it because you know how a lot of rap songs are. They talk about the same thing, about getting drunk and going to parties and having a bunch of sex with a bunch of girls. I hate that type of stuff. Now, if we're talking about rap that's actually good, and you know probably what I'm going to say, Jonathan, that's NF. I do like NF. I like how real he is, and he actually talks about stuff that people go through, and that's what I like. Okay, Matt says 2.5 years ago, a friend of yours made you listen to Linkin Park, Three Days Grace, and Seether, and that's how you got into rock. Okay, that's cool. What do you remember? What songs from those bands did he make you listen to, or she? I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, but yeah, Jonathan, I can't relate to that stuff either. I mean, I have no problem admitting this. I'm an open book on here. Um, I'm 26 years old and I'm still a virgin. I don't care who knows that. Life isn't all about having sex and popping pills and shooting people and all that stuff. Yeah, NF is definitely one of my favorite rappers. Probably my favorite, just like yours, Jonathan. Okay, Matt's the new Slipknot. Oh, I didn't even realize Slipknot was making a new one. I mean, I knew they were making one, but is that coming out this year or next year? And Tool, man, they've been saying Tool's coming out with a new album for like what, 10 years now. And I'm not a Tool fan, so you know, a Dutch band called Model Depose. Huh, I've never heard of them. That's an interesting name. Supposed to bring out an album soon. Is that a debut album or like? 'Cause I've never heard of that band, and you know me, I'm always up to discovering new bands to listen to. Oh, Slipknot is next year, Jonathan. Yeah, I kind of figured that since the year is pretty much almost over anyway. I can't believe there's only 2 more months left in 2018. Man, these days go by so fast. And the ones you're anticipating for this year are Silent Planet, All That Remains, Imagine Dragons, Muse, and Architects. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the new Silent Planet and All That Remains. As for Imagine Dragons, Muse, and Architects, well, to be fair, I've never listened to Architects, so I don't know what they're like. But Imagine Dragons and Muse, I've never been fans of those bands. Okay, Matt says some of the songs you first listened to are In the End, Faint, Remedy, Truth, Never Too Late, and pretty much the entirety of Human. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, In the End is definitely one of my favorite Linkin Park songs of all time, hands down. And welcome to whoever just joined. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed to say hi and join the conversation. Not trying to be pushy, but hey, we're all friends here. It's hard to believe. Wasn't it last year we were talking about the sin in the sentence? Yeah, yeah. It is hard to believe we were talking about that just last year. And to me, that still holds up as my top album of 2017. Definitely. But ironically, though, like all of the albums from the last couple of years that have been my favorites of that year, I don't, I haven't found myself coming back to them that much. And that really needs to change because that Sin in the Sentence album from Trivium was phenomenal. And Betrayer is still my favorite song from that album. But the entire album, with the exception of maybe one song, I still give that album. I don't remember what I rated it back last year when I talked about it, but I definitely give it like a nine, solid nine, 9.5 out of 10. Model Depots will be releasing their second album. The same friend who made me listen to Linkin Park, Seether, and 3 Days Grace recommended a song off their first album in the Rockin' with Robbie series. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I'll definitely have to check them out. And Jonathan, Imagine Dragons and Muse are an acquired taste. Imagine Dragons happened to be the first band I really got into. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's probably why you're so, attached to them. So that's normally how it is. Like the first music or like the first band that you ever really, you know, listen to is the one that you're going to stick with the most. Oh yeah, man, the Silver Scream by Ice Nine Kills. Yeah, like I was expecting a great album from them based off of Every Trick in the Book, their last album, since that was a really big hit. I didn't expect anything less, but my God, I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. And it was fantastic, with the exception of the song Savages. That's the only one that sounds kind of out of place. It just kind of sounds like it's there. And for a song that's supposed to be about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I don't think that song really did the movie justice like the others did. But that's really my only gripe. And just in case you guys are wondering, uh, Stabbing in the Dark is still my favorite song from the Silver Scream. I was actually listening to the Silver Scream earlier when I took my walk. That's something we can talk about. Uh, what are your favorite songs from the Silver Scream by Ice Nine Kills? My first favorite, like I just said, was Stabbing in the Dark. Uh, hey, Hex Rex. Stabbing in the dark is my favorite hobby. Better hope Granny's not walking around. That's funny. Well, welcome, Hex Rex. I don't think I've seen you. In fact, I know I've never seen you on one of my streams before. How did you? Are you a? I'm just curious. Don't take this the wrong way, but if you're still here, Hex Rex, how did you find out about my channel? I'm always interested. Manifested flesh of the internet. Well, that's nice to know. You're with me always. Well, I definitely need the encouragement. Yeah, yeah, Jonathan, I was about to ask him the same thing. Excuse me, are you in our music group or do you know anything about a music group? I don't know who you are, Hex Rex, but yeah, I'll definitely keep on keeping on. He's a phone. I'm really curious who this is now. If your intention was to pique my curiosity, it definitely worked. If you're still here, Hexrex. Cool name. You think he left? He probably did. It's cool. Thank you for stopping by. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the silver screen. What I was asking is, what was your? Hold on, I'll type it out. I'll just type it out in the chat. Yeah, that was definitely one of the better troll interactions I've ever had. If that was even a troll, it could have been a member of our group just messing with me. I am manifested flesh of the internet. Now that sounds like it could be a good horror movie right there. Definitely a creative what am I trying to say? He had a good idea. Let's just leave it at that. Oh, you haven't listened to the Silver Scream, so you have no idea what we're talking about, huh, Mats? Am I saying your name right? Mats Vander Ah? I mean no disrespect by trying to. Oh, I'm not saying it right. Yeah, I didn't think that I was. And I mean no disrespect at all. I hope you know that. Jonathan, your favorites are 95% of the album, but your favorite is still Stabbing in the Dark. Yeah. Stabbing in the Dark is definitely my favorite one, and I'm a little biased toward that song anyway. But because Halloween and Michael Myers is my favorite horror franchise of all time, and I just had a feeling that this was going to be, one of the best songs on the album. But I didn't anticipate just how great of a song it was going to be. From that cool, creepy opening with Spencer, um, saying that those cool lines about being captivated by the violence of the play and stuff like that, and then it just develops into this awesome song. Oh, okay. So it's pronounced just ah. Like the dentist says, open and say ah, like that. Hey, Jonathan, I haven't seen the new Halloween movie yet. I want to, but I'm not the type that likes to go to theaters and be around a lot of people. I'm that kind of introvert. So, yeah, I'll either wait until it's been out. What I like to do is I like to wait for a movie to be out for a while in theaters. Then I might go see it. That's how I used to be back in the day. I haven't been to a movie in a couple of years. Because you know how everyone likes to go on that premiere night, and I don't understand how you want to be the first one to see it. It's still going to be in the theaters for a while. It's not like you're going to miss it. And then it's going to be on DVD after that. So, yeah, because you know how people are in theaters. They hardly ever watch the movie. They're just talking loud, and it's cramped, especially those first couple of weeks of the release. And that's to any movie, really. I had just an experience there that kind of, let me put it like this. Back in 2009, and yes, I remember the year exactly, my best friend and I went to see a movie called, I don't know if you guys have heard of this movie. It was called I Love You, Beth Cooper, which, a lot of people probably think that's a chick flick, but that's one funny movie. It's got Hayden Panettiere in it, and the storyline was really, really funny. It was about this guy, this nerdy guy who's, the class valedictorian, had all the stereotypical nerd tendencies and stuff, very smart, very punctual, very, shy and nerdy. And he was in love with the head cheerleader named Beth Cooper, who was played by Hayden Panettiere. And he does everything in his power to try to get her to notice him. And so at the graduation, when he makes his valedictorian speech, he makes the speech all about her, and he starts trashing like the bullies and the other people that he goes to school with. And that's something that I wish I could have done if I was valedictorian in high school, because I would have had a lot to say to get off my chest, just like he did. Anyway, and what happens is, Beth Cooper and her friends start hanging out with. Did you guys hear the revving engine outside? I am trying to record in here. Rude. I promise I'm here by myself. But anyway, getting back to the movie. Oh, you didn't hear it? Well, you're lucky. It's kind of muffled because you see right over here. This is like there's a door here that leads to the back porch of my house, and it was coming from somewhere down there. Oh, Hex is back. You don't mind if I ask you a couple of questions, do you, Hex? Nothing bad. Nothing bad. Had to walk your werewolf. Hey, even they got to eat too, And my first question to you, Hex, is where were you on the night of October 21st? Because I seem to know that some of my games have went missing. And I have sources that tell me that you were around at that time. So what do you have to say for yourself, Mr. Hex? Do I play any instruments? No, I do not. The only thing that I do is I write song lyrics. You weren't stealing games. Okay. Okay. I believe you. I believe you. But the question is, do Jonathan and Mr. Ah over here, do they believe you? Yeah, man, writing lyrics is hard. Uh, I'm trying to write. I don't know if I've told you this, but I'm trying to write a concept album about the mind and about the subconscious. I've already got an album title in mind, and I've written a couple, you know, like I said, I've got an album title in mind, and I've got a lot of uh, I've gotten a couple of songs written for it already. The album's going to be called "Your Mind Is All You Have." That's going to be the name of it. It's me that you're intrigued can only be, I'm guessing you meant, can only be satisfied by. Is that what you meant to say, Hex? Yeah, I don't know if I believe him yet either. I'm glad you like it. Well, you are right about me being American, but I'm not going to tell you what state I live in. Is there a is there a glare on the screen for anybody else? So I know the sun's pretty bright over here. I hope there's no glare, or I hope it's not too bad. Oh, there is a glare. Dang it. Hold on. Oh, no. All right, Jonathan. I'll see you later, man. Glad you got to hang out with me. Accent denotes neither California or East Coast, mainland, possible Midwest. You can keep guessing, but I'm not going to tell what state I live in. But you are right in the fact that I am American. Hey, Zach D. It's been a while, man. Thank you for stopping by, man. Warhawk. You just saw Metallica in concert? Wow. That's awesome, man. Warhawk, I haven't seen you on my streams before. I'm doing good, Zach. Just thought I would do a stream since I haven't done one in a while. Uh, Having a really cool uh, conversation, a really interesting conversation with a guy in here named Hexrex. Does that name sound familiar to you guys at all? Well, what I was saying, Warhawk, how did you find out about my channel? Are you a member of or were you a member of the Robbie group or of the new group that we're doing on Facebook? Warhawk is with you. Oh, okay. Thoughts on new Red album in 2019? I'm looking forward to it, but Gone didn't sit well with me. I thought it was too, what's the best way to put it? I thought that Gone was basically Release the Panic 2.0 for me in a sense. Too much electronic instrumentation for me. So when they do come out with their next album, I hope that it's, yeah, exactly just like you said, Zach. Uh, I hope, hopefully they go back to Innocence and Instinct. Yeah, man, I'd definitely be cool with that. Anything pre release the Panic, I'd be okay with. Well, with the exception of Beauty and Rage, I don't mind if they pull some orchestral elements from that as well. Okay, you were looking under live videos and clicked on this one. Well, hey, man, I'm glad to have you. Glad to have you. I'm always interested in finding new people for my streams. Hey, if this sounds interesting, if this if you like the content, tell your friends. I'd love to have you guys on board. Because streams aren't the only thing that I do here. I do make album reviews and I do track reviews. I may throw in some college football every now and then. That hasn't been a huge success on my channel though. But yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about uh, Trivium. I completely forgot about them coming out with a new one. Soilwork and Megadeth. Wow. I knew about Red, Trivium, and Soilwork, but Megadeth, I had no idea they were coming out with a new one. Okay, Hexrex. Yeah, whatever you say. New Megadeth in late spring or early summer. That's cool. Wolfie needs some Chinese. Okay. And by all means, Mr. Hexrex, go find some more streams to analyze. I'm glad I was able to entertain you while I could. Am I going to get the new All That Remains album when it drops? Yeah, I plan on it. Uh, I've definitely liked what I've heard. Um, Wasteland, Everything's Wrong, F Love. I've liked I've liked everything that I've heard, and I'm not the biggest All That Remains fan. Like the only album, admittedly, the only album that I have from them is Overcome, and I know that came out like over 10 years ago. So yeah, this I'm definitely interested, and it's a shame that what happened to their lead guitarist Ollie Herbert. Uh, It's a shame that it happened. Well, it's a shame that it happened, period, that he died, but especially so close to the release of Victim of the New Disease. I know that there was speculation that since he died, that the album was going to be pushed back, like the release date was going to be pushed back. Is there any truth to that, or is it still slated to come out on November 9th? I hope they still plan on releasing it in his honor, you know. Oh, you think the release date is the same? I hope so. I hope they didn't, push it back just because of that tragedy. And some other bands that are working on new music are Avenged Sevenfold, Korn, Deftones, Papa Roach, and Red Hot Chili Peppers. Out of those bands, that you mentioned, the only one that I like is Papa Roach. Hey, Dylan, how's it going, man? Loudwire is a good source of information. They keep you updated on what the bands are doing. Oh yeah, man. I love loudwire.com. I don't go on there frequently. I apologize about this glare, guys. I'm doing that. This is a new change of scenery for me. I'm doing this in my kitchen instead of my room. Uh, Hold on, sorry, guys. Trying to do everything to help. I'll just do it like that. Oh, you just listed the ones you like. I understand. I'll do Zach's question first. Thoughts on the band Death? I know they're totally up your alley. I haven't listened to Death. I know you guys have been wanting me to check out bands like Death and Soilwork. Hey, Zach, I actually did check out Soilwork. I checked out their latest single, Arrival, I think is what it was. I know they just released another one. I don't remember what the name of it was, but I gotta say, I actually did like Arrival. So I hope that's a good consolation prize for you. I did check out at least one of their songs. I know it's not a past song, but hey, it still counts. It still counts. At least to me, it does. But the band Death, I know you guys want me to check them out. I know, like you and Monica. By the way, where has Monica been lately? Monica LW. She hasn't been here in a while. I know she just posted a couple of covers, but she hasn't been in one of my streams in a while. And I know what is the album that you by Death that you guys really want me to listen to? Was it Individual Thought Patterns? That's definitely an interesting album title. I just missed a couple of. Hey, Dylan asked me thoughts on Fight the Fury. I I liked it. It's not the greatest thing that John Cooper's ever done, but it's definitely heavier than Unleashed or anything that Skillet's done in a couple of years. But the main problem that I've had with John Cooper lately, and you guys know that Skillet is my favorite band, okay? I have no shame in saying that because Skillet has gotten me through a lot of tough times these last 10 years. But the problem lately that I've had with John Cooper is his songwriting lately. It seems like, especially on Unleashed, it seemed like every song or yeah, every song, it seems like the lyrics were just saying the same thing. And I do have a problem with that. But yeah, as far as the instruments go, Dylan, yeah, the instrumentals were fine. They were really good. But yeah, just like you say, Dylan, the lyrics were underwhelming. Okay, let's see what else I missed. Okay, apparently Lamb of God, Rammstein, Motley Crue, Gojira, Evanescence, and Hell Yeah are also working on new music. That's cool. Out of those, the only one I like is Evanescence. Just saying. Rammstein, they've always been a weird band to me. And I know weird, depending on your definition of weird. Rammstein, in my opinion, is just, I think they're severely overrated. I know they're a German band, but I still think they're overrated. I just don't understand all the hype behind them. Do I like Tool at all? No, I've never been a Tool fan. I've tried to listen to some of their songs. I don't know. There's just something about them that doesn't really pull me in. But I understand that they're looked at as one of the greatest bands in the world. But I just don't see it. I don't see it. That's just me, though. I'm not one to even really like the fathers of metal, like you know Zach D, you bring up a good point. They're not the hookiest band, and I think that's why I have a problem with a lot of bands like that, because they're not catchy enough. They don't have a lot of catchy hooks. You know, does that make me simple? I hope not. I like catchy music. What can I say? I know I missed some. Oh, Warhawk, gotta go. My heroin dealer is here. Well, good luck with that, buddy. I hope you subscribed before you left. If you're still here, I don't know if you are, but hold on. Let me try to scroll up because I think I missed a couple of comments or questions. Oh, I guess I can't scroll up, or can I? Oh, duh. I wasn't clicking the right spot. And Dylan, you asked me my thoughts on the band Nothing More. I like Nothing More. I wasn't a huge fan of the stories we tell ourselves. I liked a couple of songs off of that album, but I think their self-titled album was way better than the last one. That's just me. And Zach, you brought up an interesting comment. You said that Monica kind of betrayed the music reviewing community. Like, were you just joking about that, or were you being serious? And then, if you are being serious, then what way? How did she betray? Oh, you said, okay. As a Dutch guy, you can understand most of Rammstein's lyrics, probably because their lyrics are very simplistic. I've actually looked at some of their lyrics, and I was kind of taken back by how simple the lyrics were. But I still don't see what the big deal is about them. I find them very weird, especially their live performances. Like, probably the most infamous one, and I'm not going to talk about it because I think you guys probably already know which one I'm talking about. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. This is a family channel, family friendly, PG. I'm going to keep it that way. Yeah, you used to be the same way, but you learn that sometimes you got to go into bands with appreciation. Yeah, I understand that, and I try to. I try to. Trust me. It's just that I know my taste in metal or metalcore or rock is is it's a modern taste that I have, and when I don't get that when I don't get that taste of what I'm after, it's like it's like I sour on it. And it's not that I'm trying to discredit what they've done, what Tool has done, or what bands like, Muse or Motley Crue, Metallica, AC/DC, all these well known rock and metal bands. It's not that I don't hate them, they're just not my taste. With the exception of a few Metallica songs, and yes, I am just going to bring up the hits. Uh, I've never considered myself a Metallica fan because to me, the word fan means you like more than just the hits. It means that you like almost everything that they've done. And that's just not me. I like mainly the hits, Inner Sandman, Sad But True, uh, For Whom the Bell Tolls. I'm that kind of fair weather fan, I guess. Okay, Dylan says, did I hear about the unreleased heavy music that Chester made before he passed? I just saw an article about that. It was recently announced that they're going to release it. Oh, they're still going to release it. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool, man. I'd be really interested to hear that. I did. I think a couple of people just posted that article in the group. Zach, she hasn't been commenting on a lot of our videos. Yeah, I have noticed that. It's funny. I now have 75 subscribers, which I know is not a lot, but it's more than I ever thought that I would have at all. And, I used to get comments on every single one of my videos when I started. Now I barely get one. I don't know if it's just, I'm not talking about stuff that interests my subscribers or whatnot. I mean, I don't know how to edit like you guys do. I don't know how to put music over stuff. I don't know how to do all that. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here. See, when listening to new music, you have to find something to hold on to. And the easiest thing to hold on to is a catchy hook. That's what makes it hard to get into music without catchy hooks. Yeah, definitely. That's how it is for me. That's why I gravitate towards bands like Skillet and Red and Thousand Foot Crutch, Disturbed, uh, Amity Affliction, even though I didn't really care for their latest album, Misery. Way too experimental for me. Am I into Slipknot? Yeah, I like some of their stuff. I like Before I Forget, Vermilion, um, uh, Snuff, Wait and Bleed, Dead Memories, Psychosocial, The Devil and I, Kill Pop. And I just found a song off of Point Five, The Great Chapter, that I really like. I don't know if it was on the standard version or if it's a deluxe bonus song. I don't know, but it's a song called Override. And I'll be honest, the only reason I found out about that song was because I just got the new WWE 2K19 video game. I don't know if you guys are wrestling fans. Some of you probably aren't, but I am. I'm a wrestling geek. I admit it. But you know, that song was on the soundtrack to the WWE game, and I'm like, wow, I've never heard that one before. And I really, sorry guys, I'm just leaning into the glare. It's kind of a weird angle, but I guess it'll have to do. But yeah, I just heard the song Override playing as one of the soundtrack songs on that game, and I was really impressed. I'm like, it sounds like Corey Taylor's voice, but I know that doesn't sound like a Stone Sour song. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. I should do a Q&A when I I should do a Q&A when I reach 100. That excuse me, that's exactly what I plan on doing. Let's say I'm at 75 right now, so I need 20 more subscribers. 20. Now I got the hiccups. Great. I need 25 more subscribers. And I'd love if you guys could help me out with that. I'll take all the help I can get. Spread the word, tell your friends. Same way with you. Last year you had comments from the exact same people. Now they don't comment at all. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I have 75 subscribers, and the only ones that really comment other than you are Tony and Jonathan, and sometimes Monica. But the other people, it's like, where are you guys at? It's like you guys are obviously here because you like the stuff that I do, but you don't comment on it. Yeah, I know. I know, Zach, Monica, Tony, and Jonathan, the loyalists. and you. I put you in that group too. So Before I Forget is a masterpiece. Yeah, that's a great song by Slipknot, definitely. Oh, and Override is on the deluxe version. Okay. That's what I thought because I never heard it before. Yeah, Jonathan's like non-existent. He stopped commenting and stopped uploading videos. Yeah, and I know this is the first video I've done in, I think it said 3 weeks. It's not like I intend to go that long without doing a video of some sort. It's just I get busy doing stuff with work, and a lot of that has to do with just procrastination on my part. Like I'm not inspired to make a video, and I don't like to force an idea. Like if I don't have an idea for a video, I'm not going to do one. So, you know, Before I Forget is the only Slipknot song I can play on bass because I'm not that good yet. Oh, that's cool. You play bass? That's awesome. If I tried to play an instrument of any kind, it would sound like this glare is getting worse. Hold on, let me try to move. Follow me, guys. If I can, ouch. If I can get out of this daggum seat. Okay. Like I said, I'm in my kitchen right now. It's way too close. Okay. I'll just walk around with my laptop. So you don't know how to edit? Okay, I want a series with 7 episodes done by Friday. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. I can tell you that right now. And it's not just me not knowing how to edit. You like the Apple clock? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, it's not that I don't. It's not just the fact that I don't know how to edit. It's also the fact that my Chromebook laptop doesn't have the software ability to do like any editing software. Because I've tried going to the Chrome store or whatever, and I've tried to look for like the best editing, and it doesn't give me anything good. So that's what a lot of it comes down to, not just me not knowing how to do it. Because trust me, if I played around with it, I could probably figure it out. But yeah, this Chromebook isn't good for anything, really. I mean, I can't even do iTunes on this thing. I can do Spotify, but when it comes to stuff like iTunes, yeah, I can't do this. Can't do that at all. Yeah, I'm just here by myself. Like I said, my mom is at work. She should be home probably within the next couple of hours. So I'm taking advantage of this live stream while I'm the only one here. I'm planning on doing something. I have something really cool planned for Halloween. Uh, if you guys would be interested in this, do you guys like scary stories? Because I've been watching a YouTube channel that I really love called Darkness Prevails, and stuff like Mr. Nightmare and Unit 522. Have you guys ever heard of those channels before? To edit, you downloaded Sony Vegas Pro 13 illegally. That's cool. Let me. I'll just stand like this. I take it you saw Zach's earlier comment. But anyway, oh yeah, I'll definitely be checking out some more Soilwork because I did like what I heard on Arrival. I definitely liked it. But what I was saying is, have you guys ever heard of the channels Darkness Prevails, Mr. Nightmare, or Unit 522? Because I have something that I'm just starting to cook up in my head for Halloween night. Oh, Zach D, you don't know? Matt. Oh, Jonathan, you know who those channels are? You know what they're about? Well, Zach and wait, I think I know how to say your name now. You said the A sounds like the A in sharp. So is your name pronounced Mats Vander A? Is that how I'm supposed to say it? Because I want to get names right. Oh, I got your first name right. Okay, so it's pronounced Mats. Okay, I can remember that. In the world, there's something going on outside. Well, I thought there was. Anyway. Okay, the A in Van is also pronounced like the A in Sharp. Okay, so Mats van der A. Okay, Jonathan, you know Mr. Nightmare. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Nightmare is one of my favorites. I got it right. I got it right. Mats van der A. That's how it's pronounced. Oh, I didn't know that, Zach. Possible new As I Lay Dying album next year. That'd be cool. That would be cool. I'd be all for that. I know I made a video earlier about the new My Own Grave song a while back, and I asked the question that if Tim Lambesis should be, forgiven for what he tried to do. I think he should. Everyone deserves a second chance. He definitely feels remorse for what he tried to do, and he served his sentence. So, you know, yeah, I think he should be given another chance. If his band can forgive him, then why can't we? But anyway, John, yeah, Darkness Prevails. Darkness Prevails is my favorite of those channels. And Unit 522. Never heard of Corpse Husband, though. Anyway, so Mott and Zach, the reason I bring up those channels like Darkness Prevails, Unit 522, and Mr. Nightmare, what they do is they do scary stories like that are supposedly true. And I have been addicted to listening to them for the last couple of months. So what I thought would be really cool is on Halloween night in a couple of nights to do a stream where we listen to these stories. Now, that sounds cool to me. I don't know if you guys would be into that, but it's just an idea that I had. Yeah, Zach, yeah, kind of like top 15s, but a little, kind of a different format, a different type of format. But yeah, kind of like top 15s. I know top 15s channel. Oh, your friend showed you those kinds of videos? Yeah, man, I love those videos. Oh, Jonathan, you've been listening to them since 2014. That's cool, man. I didn't even realize they were around back then. I just found them last year in 2017, all these channels. And yeah, Darkness Prevails right now is probably my favorite out of the ones I mentioned. I only listened to three. Darkness Prevails, Mr. Nightmare, and Unit 522. Those are my top three. But yeah, if you guys are into that idea, we can totally do it. See, Wednesday night, my mom is going to be here, so I have this idea of doing it outside in the dark. But let's be honest, I'm not that brave, and between you and me, if a dog were to walk in this backyard, I'd get freaked out. So yeah, that's probably not going to happen late at night. I mean, I'll still do it late at night, but I'll be in the comfort of my room. And hopefully you guys will be able to hear it, you know. Oh, you do like videos like that, Zach. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys are on board for it. So yeah. and you'll be off on Halloween. Perfect timing. Your top three are Mr. Nightmare, Corpse Husband, and Mr. Spooky. I've heard, obviously I know Mr. Nightmare. He's one of my favorites, and I've heard of Mr. Spooky, but I've never heard of Corpse Husband. So yeah, that sound like a plan, guys. Halloween night, on Wednesday night, we listen to scary stories for God knows how long until we all piss ourselves. That definitely sounds like entertainment right there. I swear there's stuff going on. Oh, that's a school bus. Never mind. So how does Ember by Breaking Benjamin hold up for me these days? I still come back to it somewhat. It kind of, I did see your video about it not holding up for you. I'm gonna say it did hold up for me, but not by much. Like the only songs that I find myself coming back to are Feed the Wolf, Psycho, The Dark of You, and Torn in Two. Those are really the only songs I come back to. I try to listen to, Red Cold River, Tourniquet, Down, Blood. I kind of feel the same way you do about it right now, Zach. It's kind of meh for me as well. I don't remember. I don't remember the score that I originally gave it when it came out, though. But yeah, like I said, I only come back to Feed the Wolf, Psycho, The Dark of You, and Torn in Two. Yeah, Down is a good song. Jonathan, it's your second least favorite Breaking Benjamin album. Still really good, but you don't really listen to it as a whole anymore. I can understand that. Zach says, I think people are just tired of the same old Breaking Benjamin sound. I know a lot of people don't like that Breaking Benjamin sounds the same on every album, but that's actually what I don't mind about them. I don't mind the same sound. See, well, what kept this album from being good, really good to me, wasn't how it sounded. To me, it was just there weren't really any songs that stood out among the rest. You know, really. Unknown name. Nope. Thank you. Nah, it can't be you, Zach. It's a local number. Hey, Kenneth, how's it going? Kenneth Davis. Ember just doesn't have a lot of replay value. I agree. I agree. Yes, exactly what Motts just said. Ember was too short. Yeah, that's another gripe I had with it. And you know how, like in previous albums, you had really big hits like Diary of Jane and Breath and Without You. I Will Not Bow. Those left a lasting impression. I don't feel like a lot of the songs on Ember really did that. Where were the Diary of Janes on that album? Where were the Without Yous, the Dear Agonies? Where was that? The songs were too short and the album was too short. All right, Kenneth, I'm glad you're here, man. Everybody say hi to Kenneth Davis. Even Dark Before Dawn aged better. Oh yeah, Dark Before Dawn, in my opinion, is way better than Ember. Ember's kind of like Breaking Benjamin's Outlive. Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with that, Zach. Dang, I left my Sprite all the way over there. Hold on, I'll be back. All right, well, it's almost empty anyway. I know the can had a family. It's all right. Welcome to MTV Cribs. This is my pantry where there's absolutely nothing in it that's good. Okay, moving on. Yeah, Demon Hunter does have more albums. So, Kenneth, I know you just joined, so you didn't hear the plan set for Halloween night. Um, have you heard of Have you heard of scary story channels like Darkness Prevails, Mr. Nightmare, and Unit 522? Any pop artists that I like? Yeah, I do like some pop. I'm not a huge fan of it, but the artist that I always come back to is Ali and AJ. Uh, you know, anybody that truly knows me knows how big of an Ali and AJ fan that I am. And it's not just because they're sisters and extremely hot. It has nothing to do with that, even though they are really hot. But as far as other pop artists, not really. Just mainly just Ali and AJ. What do you mean, come on? Do you even know who Ali and AJ are, Zach D? Do you even know what they look like? Oh, you do know about it. Finally, someone knows about Ali and AJ besides me. Yes, they used to be Disney stars. Ali used to be on Phil of the Future, my favorite Disney show when I was younger. They were in Cowbells. I can tell you their birth date, how old they are. I'm just going to shut up right now before I sound like a complete stalker. Okay, moving on. Yes, Ali and AJ. Just going to try not to look suspicious about that. Okay. Oh, you like Avril Lavigne? That's cool. Yeah, man, I can't believe I'm about to admit this, but I was such a big Ali and AJ fan back in the day, and I still am. But I no lie, I had 16 posters of them up in my room when I was a teenager. Those posters have since been destroyed. Actually, I threw them away when I moved into this house. So, yeah, I still like them. I still like Ali and AJ a lot. Man, they're pretty. Okay, moving on. Anyway, is Kenneth? Are you still in here by any chance? But yeah, so that sounds like a good idea for Halloween night then. Listen to scary stories. I'm gonna. How do you guys want me to try to set that up? So I don't know. Do you think I'll get copyrighted for that? And I don't know how to do like legitimate editing for reaction videos or anything like that. So I'm kind of, I need your guys' suggestions on how I could set it up. Sit in a dark room and hold a flashlight up to my face? Nah, I, my face is already scary enough with my jacked up teeth, which I think I mentioned that before. That's the only thing about this that I'm insecure about is my teeth. Yeah, I know my teeth are messed up. Can't help that. That's why you see me not really trying to smile that much, or I try to look away and hide. I don't like this big gap that I have in my teeth. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna cut the stream off in a couple of more minutes. Not right now. I'll go. Tell you what, I'll go until 4:30 my time, which is in 10, 26 more minutes. I'll go 26 more minutes. How's that sound? Got 26 more minutes to hang out. But out of those channels, what type of scary stories would you like to hear? Because I mean, darkness prevails. You know, these people, they do all kinds of stories. Walmart scary stories, Target scary stories, camping scary stories, alone, like, stalking stories. It's just amazing. And the fact that these stories are supposedly true, real life stories that people have submitted to them. I love that. Ghost stories. Oh yeah, Zach. I love ghost stories. Anything to do with the paranormal and like apparitions and stuff like that. I love that type. I watched the show. I know people say it's scripted, but the show Ghost Adventures. Anything that has to do with like poltergeist or anything paranormal, I'm interested in because I do believe in the paranormal. I don't care if people say I'm weird for that. I do believe in ghosts and apparitions and all of that stuff. I believe that stuff can be haunted and possessed. Yeah. I hope me talking about that isn't going to possess me. I really hope not. Not Ghost Stories by Coldplay. I didn't even know that was a Coldplay song. You used to be a big fan of Ghost Stories. Yeah. I love ghost stories the most, like you guys do, but I also like the ones that are kind of unconventional. Like I like the My Haunted House show on the Travel Channel. I haven't seen that one, but I like the type of stories that happen at like uh, I like ghost stories. I like stuff that happens in public places like Walmart, Target. There's like Darkness Prevails even has scary stories from Wendy's, and you guys know I work at Wendy's, so that when I saw that he had top 10 scary Wendy's true stories, I had to watch that. and it was incredible. Didn't really scare me because Wendy's is scary enough as it is. Okay, Mott says, do I know or like the bands Bush, Nothing Face, and Oleander? I've heard of all of those bands. Never listened to Oleander or Nothing Face, but I have listened to Bush before. And yes, just in case you're wondering, the only song I know by Bush is Glycerin, okay? I can't help that I only know the hits to these bands, okay? That's not my fault. Oh, you've heard the Wendy's stories? Yeah. Actually, your Ardening series franchise is somewhat inspired by a lot of the stories on Top 15s. I did not know that. That's really cool. I love Top 15s. I love it's another channel that I like that does a lot of scary stuff. Chills. Have you guys heard of Chills? I love his videos. Oh, you oh you never heard Glycerin? That's like one of their biggest hits from back in the day. Really good song. Chills is under Top 15s. Yeah, I know, but I don't. He has his own separate channel too, just called Chills, which I like. I like his narrating voice. I know a lot of people in the comment section give him crap about his voice is annoying, but I like how slow and methodical his voice sounds when he narrates. Mainstream Adam only listens to the hits. I don't always just listen to the hits. Sometimes I may listen to. Okay, it's mainly the hits. I admit that. Yeah, I do know about your film work, Zach D. But I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched any of it, to be honest with you, and I don't. I hope you don't take offense to that. But I just haven't checked it out before. It looks really interesting. Like I said, I really hope you don't take offense to that. In all honesty, Zach, I mainly just watch your music related videos. I know you guys are just messing with me. I know. I do know how to take a joke. I know I'm not really the. I know I'm kind of like the serious person of the group, but I do joke around occasionally. Okay, Mats, I missed a comment from you. Oleander's a post crunch. Oleander is a post grunge band, and Nothing Face is an alternative heavy metal band. So if you like those genres, I recommend them. I like some post grunge and alternative stuff. Like I said, I've definitely heard of Nothing Face and Oleander. Just haven't checked them out yet. Interesting names, definitely. Oh yeah, I know I missed a comment from Zach earlier about chills. Oh yeah, his voice makes it even more scary. Yeah, I agree. That's what I like his voice. I know it's supposed to be chilling and scary, but his voice has a calming factor for me. And I like how he says his words all drawn out and stuff. If I like scary stuff, please watch Ardening 4. Okay, I will do that. So yeah, all in favor of the Halloween night scary story live stream, raise your hand or type a hand in the comments. But I hope I don't get a copyright strike. That's the only thing I'm worried about. And I'm also worried about if the audio is going to be good enough on here for you guys to even hear it. So, oh, you know what? No, I don't know what. What? I should also watch Ardening 4 for that stream, live reaction and everything. Now, there's an idea. Yeah, I could do that. In fact, I could probably even start with that one. Yeah, no problem. A hand. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys are down for the Halloween scary story marathon stream, all right, I'm glad you guys are in for it. And on Zach D's request, we will be starting the marathon with Ardening 4. Now, since I haven't really seen your Ardening videos before, is Ardening 4 like one video or is it like a series of videos? I mean, I'm cool with it either way. I just want to know if it's, one video or like a series of videos. Only 8 parts. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. There's a YouTube out there who makes videos about scary stories, but he narrates with the most annoying voice ever. Do I know who you're talking about? The only YouTuber I know of that people have ever said had an annoying voice was Chills. Now, I don't know if you know who that is. Other than that, I don't have any idea. Okay, guys, we got 15 more minutes, and then I'll be shutting this down. Oh, you'll look Chills up. Okay, Mott. When's Halloween again? Wednesday night. I know that was probably just a troll question. Or at least I hope that was a troll question. Yeah, Halloween is December 25th, I think. Oh, Chills is the one that's annoying. I don't think he's annoying. I like I just said, I think Chill's voice has a calming effect to it, and I like how he draws out all of his words. I can see why that would annoy some people, but I like it. I like his voice when he narrates. Yeah, I know a lot of people do give him crap for the way he narrates, but I do think his channel's underrated, definitely. Chills, and the other ones that I just mentioned. Darkness Prevails, Mr. Nightmare, Unit 522. I think those are all underrated scary story channels. But out of all of those, Darkness Prevails is definitely my favorite one. He always has. Darkness Prevails and Unit 522 are my favorites, or my top two, because they have their own little catchphrase that they throw in their videos. Darkness Prevails, his little catchphrase is "This world is a strange one," which I definitely agree with. And Unit 522 has a really cool outro for all his videos. Like he'll get through reading all the scary stories, then at the end, out of nowhere, in a demonic like voice, he says, "There's always a reason to be afraid." And it's just a really cool way to end his videos. PewDiePie is underrated. Yeah. If he's underrated, then I'm rich. Oh, you don't think Mr. Nightmare is underrated? Okay. Maybe he isn't, but yeah, I like that about their channels too. So it's official. You guys will be here Halloween night for the Scary Story Marathon. I don't know how long I'm going to actually go, but I think this is going to be a cool idea. I'm glad I thought of it. Is there any particular time that you guys would like me to start? Because I know it's going to be, well, obviously at nighttime, but me being, like, see where I am right now, it's 4:20 p.m. And Mott says, talking about Rich, our Russian geography teacher just won the lottery. Really? Wow. He said he'd keep on teaching. Well, that's good, man. Hey, that's wow. Good for him. I'm happy for him. Oh, Mr. Nightmare has the most subs out of all the scary channels. I honestly didn't know that. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, Zach. Our time zones are different because I live, and don't tell Hex Rex this, but you guys know I live in Alabama, and I'm on the East Coast, and it's 4:21 p.m. where I am right now. So nighttime for me would be right when you wake up. Wow. So yeah, well, what do you guys think would be a good time? You think you're only an hour ahead of me? Is that okay? Well, we'll figure out a time later. Could be. Let's say how does 8 p.m. my time sound? Because that way it'll be. Well, Jonathan, I know you're 2 hours behind me. I'm sorry, 2 hours ahead of me. So 8 p.m. my time would be 10 p.m. your time, right? Okay, how about this? 8 p.m. my time, which will be 9 p.m. for you, Zach, and 10 p.m. for you, Jonathan. And for you, Mats, I don't know where you live, to be honest with you. I know you said you're Dutch. So halfway around the other side of the world, I don't know what time that would be for you. And like I said, Jonathan, it's almost 4:30 p.m. here where I am. All right, then it's settled. 8 p.m. my time. So remember that. That's 9 p.m. for you, Zach, and 10 p.m. for you, Jonathan. Oh, wow, Mats. 2 a.m. for you. Wow. So I take it that you probably won't be joining us for that then. No, I'm 2 hours behind you, Jonathan. Because my 8 p.m. is your 10 p.m. So you're the one that's 2 hours ahead of me. Screw sleep. All right. All right. I'm going to try not to make it an all-nighter. But, you know. And you know the cool part about this? I actually think it's supposed to start raining where I am on Halloween night. So if that happens, you talk about the perfect atmosphere. All right, guys, we got 5 more minutes and then I'm going to shut the stream down. It's been fun. This has been one of my favorite streams I've ever done so far. Had some new people. One of them was probably a troll, that Hex Rex guy. He was funny, though. Trying to get my information and stuff like that. Normal troll stuff. Off topic, but have I checked out In Flames at all? I have not. Looks like Halloween's starting to come early. I just heard a thud. I don't know if you guys heard that. Did you guys hear that? And I'm not being funny at all. I did hear a thud. It sounded like it was coming from outside. Oh, this is going to be a fun night. I can tell. Sounded like a car door shutting. And I'm looking out the window and my mom's not here yet, so. Yeah. I do have a funny story about the whole scary stories thing. This will be what I end on. This will be my last topic for the stream. But I was listening to the scary stories one day. It wasn't nighttime. It was probably afternoon, maybe a little earlier than this. I decided to watch it outside just to be different, change up the scenery. And during the middle of listening to it, I heard a noise. It sounded like someone walking in the leaves outside my house. And when I tell you I hauled ass back inside my house, I could have beat any NASCAR driver That's how fast I was going. Uh, yeah. As soon as I heard those leaves rustle, I hauled ass. I did. I took my laptop and I almost broke the screen door to my trying to get back inside. I didn't have the guts to go back and see if there was actually anyone or anything out there, but I wasn't in any hurry to find out. I'm gonna die because of that thud. Well, yeah. Hey, I lived a good life, even though I'm only 26. Also, just to let you know, you have a playlist of all the series you've done. Okay, find Ardening 4 in there and plays all the episodes in order. Okay, I'll remember that. I'll get everything set and I'll try to make a list of the stories that I want to do that I think you guys would be interested in. I'm gonna find, of course, we're gonna start with Ardening 4. That'll be the first series that we watch, and after that, we'll go to Darkness Prevails, Mr. Nightmare, and Unit 522 just to see what we can find. I'm looking forward to this. Like I said, this was just an idea that it literally just came to me a few minutes ago. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And on that note, it's about 4:30 my time. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Thank you guys so much for watching this and for being a part of it. And I will see you guys on Halloween night, if I don't do a stream before then. Yeah, guys, take care. I will see you on Halloween night. Take care. Bye.